One of the goal of having a website is to be engaging. The visitor need to be engaged for as long as possible, and one way to do that is by getting up a comment section. In WordPress, all the comment settings are found under Settings and Discussion. These settings control how comments are displayed on your website, when comments are displayed on your site, and how and when users can interact with those comments and leave their own comment. These are important settings, so let's go through them in detail. We have the default article setting on the top, where we have three options. The first two are attempt to notify any blog linked from the article and allow link notification from other blogs, so ping backs and trackbacks on new articles. These are legacy features that used to be really important on the web. However, in the last couple of years, hackers have figured out how to exploit this feature, so the recommendation is actually to turn them both off. They are not valuable in terms of SEO anymore. The last of the three settings here is allow people to post comments on new articles. Now, this is the closest thing you will currently get to a global one, off switch for comments. If you uncheck this, all your future articles will not have a commenting section. However, this is not retroactive, so it doesn't impact all the older posts. That means if you already have a bunch of posts on your site, then you have to go into post and then bulk edit all your posts to turn comments off, or set up the other setting in such a way that no one can actually leave a comment. The next section is other comment setting. Here we can choose if a comment author must fill out their name and email to comment. We strongly recommend leaving this one. You can choose if user must be registered and logged in to comment. You can automatically close comment on articles older than a certain number of days. So this would be to prevent people from commenting an old content. You can enable nested comments, meaning they will show up as nested items. So a response to an intended comment will show up underneath that comment, and you can set the number of levels. I would never recommend setting this above 5, and if you leave it activated, we recommend you check what this looks like on a cell phone, because in some cases on smartphones, your theme will make nested comments look really strange. So ensure to check it before you activate it. You can also choose to break comments into pages. Now, if you have a site that gets a lot of comments, we highly recommend doing this, because otherwise you might get hundreds of comments listed on a single page and it will be impossible to scroll through. If you check this option, you get page mentioned on the bottom of the page, meaning people will scroll to the bottom and get a read more. And there you can also choose to display your comments as oldest first or reverse. Now, chances are when people comment on your website, they will be responding to other comments, so it is a good idea to leave these at older. Scrolling down, we have the email setting for comments. By default, it's set up to email you when anyone posts a comment and when a comment is held for moderation. Now, as you start getting more comments, you will find that this first option gets really annoying, because you get tons and tons of emails every time a comment comes in. So it's recommended turning this first one off, but leave a comment held for moderation to on, so you know when WordPress has stopped the comment and you need to go check it to make sure it works. Next, you can set up some conditions for commenting. By default, only comment author must have a previously approved comment is checked. That means comments must have used their email address in the past to get a comment approved, and once they happen, their next comment will automatically appear. You can also choose to check comment must be manually approved, and then you have to go on and manually approve every single comment. You can choose whichever option that suits your website. You may have to change this setting a couple of times to get the setting exactly right. Now let us move on to comment spam. You have two sections where you can fine-tune what comments are allowed or not allowed on your site, and what happens when you want to hold comments for moderation. By default, any comment that contains more than 2 links is automatically held for moderation. You can change that by changing this number up here. In addition, you can provide further information about specific comments that are held for moderation in all cases. That can be a URL, a name, specific words or sentence that they are scanning for, an email address, an IP address, or anything else. You leave one word or one IP per line, and WordPress will automatically place these comments in the moderation queue, and you have to manually approve them on your website. You can do the same with a blacklist. So if you have someone or something that you do not want to comment on your website ever, you can list their name, a word, a URL, an email address, an IP address, or anything else on the comment blacklist. With those comments will automatically be discarded. When your website goes live and you start receiving comments, it's vital that you manage those comments properly to control what type of content goes on your website. Comments moderation is done in the admin panel under the comment view, and from here you can see all of the comments that have been listed on your website. Let us just look at some of the comments here and see how you can moderate them. You may also want to maybe edit the comment, or you want to respond to the comments or do something else. So let me show you how all that works. You can check what the user has written in the comment by actually reading them, and you can simply hover over the comment to get all the contextual options, and you can unapprove the comment if you feel it is inappropriate. That would just take it offline, but you wouldn't actually remove it from my system. You can reply to the comments. You can quick edit, which opens up the comment so you can quickly edit it. You can click edit, which opens the comment in a separate view where you can edit it further. You can look at the comment history for the specific person, and you can see all the comments that have been left by this person in the past. And finally, you can either flag the comment as spam or trash it completely and then throw it away. One of the most effective ways of driving new readers to your content is through social media sharing. People are relying more and more on social media networks like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, etc. To drive new readers to your site and keep old readers coming back, it's important to make it as easy as possible for them to share your content on social media. This can be done by adding simple sharing button to each of your posts through a plugin. But because social media sharing is so important and there are so many networks available, there is no one-size-fits-all solution for how to add social media sharing buttons to your site. If you go to WordPress.org plugin directory, you will find thousands of social sharing plugins. Just like with your theme and your other plugins, what plugin will work best for social sharing will depends on your particular use. In some cases, a simple plugin like WebShare might be enough. Now, that is the plugin I'm using in the demo website. In other cases, the sharing extension in Jetpack will also be a better option. And in yet another cases, you may want to use a bigger offsite solution like Add This, which is ADDTHIS, one word. There are plugins out there to fit pretty much every need. And through experimentation, you'll be able to find the ones that fit your site as per your convenience.